yourself and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into bloom. I am Jessica. Sup? I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a very special healing session. Today it is all about breaking curses using Reiki symbols. It's easier than you know and it's harder than you think. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. When you are trying to break a curse and you're trying to, on an energetic level, look, there is so much generational, energetic. It's quite simple, but it can be very, very hard. So we're gonna work through using some Reiki symbols today to aid in that. Some people, they're gonna break it like that. Others, it's gonna take y'all 10 to 15 years, and I will explain to you why it's gonna take you so long. And you might need the aid of other energy healing practitioners along the way. So I will explain to you so you'll know, where you're at. But before we get started, welcome, babies. I'm gonna give you some kisses now. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this community. This is your nightly self-care routine, daily self-care routine, whenever you're doing this. Okay. So now that you're here, you are a new baby. So welcome, 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 new babies. And for all of my returning babies, welcome, welcome, welcome back. Mama loves you. Kisses on your forehead. Yes. Man, I was gonna say something about the looming next stay-at-home order, and then I was just like, look, I'm gonna get to that when we get to it. I've been telling y'all to wash y'all hands, to use disinfectants. Keep it going, okay? Keep it going. Back to this. So we start our session off with a prayer. But yes, be safe. Be safe. Get your mask back on. Put your gloves back on. And I guarantee you one thing. Y'all not gonna be out here talking about this is a hoax. Y'all not gonna be out here trying to mess with this. Oh, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. This ain't even real. This is a government conspiracy. Oh no, you saw what it looked like. You saw exactly what it looked like. You gonna put your gloves on and you are gonna socially distance. And they gonna run bleach and ammonia up in stocks, okay? Anyway, back to what I'm saying. Stay safe out there, babies, and take care of yourself. Anyway, so we start off with a prayer. I was like, fuck, what am I talking about right now? We start our session off with a prayer. I know, such a deep and heavy topic, and I'm over here just goofing. But look, laughter and comedy raises the energy. That's a part of it. It's a part of it. Okay, trust in the process. Anyway, we start the session off with a prayer. And usually we start the session off with a prayer, and this is probably a time where we really want to start the session off with a prayer, because of the nature of the removing the curses and all of that stuff like that. So again, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to break down all that stuff, and we're going to do it with Reiki symbols, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. And because consent matters, because we respect each other in this energetic space, I'm going to ask for your permission. May I say a prayer? Okay. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. May I touch you? Inhale. Exhale. Let's do this. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our I want to use the word invoke. When you invoke that symbol, when you use that symbol, it is a collective harnessing of energy that is represented, the dynamic of that. So when we go into our chakra, we are powering up and we are bringing energy into the space. When we go into the Anshase Shonyung, we are creating this balance for our distance healing. When we are going into Seiki, we are bringing that emotional balance and things like that. You know, okay, if you know Reiki, you keep on going with that. So this is to activate within you a space of healing and cleansing and clearing, okay? And you want to be nice and open to yourself at least, to cleanse away the curses. Curses are multiple things, okay? Curses are on multiple levels. You have the individual curse within this lifetime. You have curses that are karmic over several lifetimes. You have generational curses. You have family curses. You have direct curses. You have self-imposed curses. You have, some things that you try to do to somebody else that backfired curses. It's all kinds of stuff. And a lot of the breaking of curses have been shrouded in secrecy, because rightfully so in many traditions they give you the answer and then y'all be trying to appropriate it and make it real weird for no reason. And plus, the knowledge is sacred to those who are in those particular cultures, in those energetic spaces that are performing it in a particular way. All of those things in those different cultures exist to everyone to be able to utilize. Now, you may not be able to do it in the way of that particular culture, and you may not have access to it, rightfully so. But as a human being, as a Homo sapien, or just a human being, Homo sapien, you do have the access as an individual without culturally appropriating to break these curses and to be able to do it in an energetic and esoteric way. And I am going to break that down. First and foremost, we need to understand the concept of what is happening. We have to take judgment away from it. So instead of looking at the world as good and evil, or looking at energy as good and bad, that there's creepy, crawly, scary things out there, and there's great and wonderful, things out there outside of our human consciousness. Like, if we just look at the universe and just get out of our own human heads, the universe doesn't kind of work like that. Now look, I don't know, I've always been in this body, but I would guess that this is the case. Could be wrong. It don't hurt me if I'm not. I'm doing great in life. But in the universe, everything is vibrational. It's less of good and bad, something that is like a giant human looking at us and, saying like, this is what should happen. And in this vast universe and several universes and infinite galaxies and all of this stuff, this one planet is the only thing that's important. No, that's really narcissistic of us as a species. No, everything works on a vibrational level. And if we understand that concept, that is the key to breaking curses. Now, for those who are open, they're going to get it now. They're going to work through it today. For those who are going to struggle through it, at least you're going to understand the concept. And I will push you in the direction that you need to go in. If everything is vibrational, that means that the things that are lower vibrational, the way that we experience it, and it depends on where you're at in your life too, is sadness and depression and anxiety and negativity. Now, we've talked about before, we can have medical imbalances, we can have traumas, we can have a lot of things that can lead to anxiety and depression and things like that. I'm speaking specifically on a soul level, and the soul touches all of these components. So pay attention, because when you balance the soul, you start to notice, oh, it felt like there was no medical solution, and then you start seeing medical solutions around you. Like, wait a minute, this soul level, those lower vibrational experiences are things that we would, as a species, would experience as negative. Probably other species too, but like we sense it as negative. And the higher vibrational experiences, we sense it as powerful, more peaceful love, joy, and the ultimate feeling, which is unconditional love. You know, the unconditional love that we have towards the divine, universe, source, God, or whatever you want to call it. That's your business. Don't got nothing to do with me. I don't get paid for you to think a certain way. You know, whatever that is, unconditional love. So it's kind of like a scale, and it's not really like this. It's more like this. And it's kind of like infinite in how it is. So when you have a curse that is on you, and we are not even talking about what type it is, you're in a cycle. You're going like this. It's kind of like the concept of karma, which karma within the West is thought of like you did something bad, it's gonna come back around to you. When really what it means is that the momentum that you put into your life and the actions that you do, that momentum's gonna keep going. So if you do fucked up shit, that's going to be what you attract. If you do good things or balanced things, or you know, things that you would be proud of, that is the momentum that, you know, is going and flowing in your life anyway. So when you're in this cycle, regardless if it's something that you just experienced in this lifetime, you walked into, or you know, something like that, you're like this. You are not aware that you're in the cycle. So you may be aware that you have the curse on you. You may be aware that the money's not good, the love is not good. You're not being able to find good relationships. The family and the friends and stuff are not good. The health is not good. The connection to the divine is not good. You know, the hobbies and the creativity is not good. I think I said medical and health and things, they're not good. You can be aware of that, but you're not able to see how to free yourself because you're vibrating at a certain energetic level. And when you can get out of that energetic level, that vibration, and vibrate at a higher frequency, you can then start to take yourself out of it, because you're going to be like, oh man, I was on one then, I'm not going to do that no more. And what does that look like in your everyday life? Well, what it looks like in your everyday life is you don't hang around the same people, you don't do the same things, you don't have the same habits, and you have to start to change your thinking, and honestly the way you eat, and just the things that you're doing. Do you know how hard that is? Now, for certain people, if especially when you're young, there's not much you can do. You're probably financially dependent on maybe the toxic situation that you have that's kind of reinforcing this dynamic. But during those times, you can still be building yourself up, because one day you will be able to take care of yourself, and then you got to actually do that. You know, you can't just stay in the cycle and be bitter. It takes a lot of bravery, it takes a lot of strength. That's why a lot of people kind of get drawn into it and sucked up into it, because it's not easy work. Now, for those who can make changes, it's inconvenient. Think about this. Can you imagine that you love the people in your life, but they're not good for you? I'm not saying everyone, I'm just saying maybe certain dynamics. And when you go to establish better boundaries, you end up losing. I'm not even saying cut people out your life. I'm saying you go to establish better boundaries. You're telling people how to treat you, and they start to exit out your life. That can be very hurtful and very traumatic. And that's another reason why people will stay within the curse cycle. And also, it's scary out there. It's scary out there. You ever started a new job and you're so nervous, and you know, you've started new jobs before, you got it, and you got to the point where the shit is whack, you don't care. But whenever you start a new job, it's like there's this big sense of imposter syndrome. So if you're afraid to step out into the unknown for your greater good, you might convince yourself, because of that imposter syndrome, to stay where you're at. So those are the main reasons how to get out and why people won't. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to continue to do Reiki symbols, and I invite you to watch the hundreds of videos that I have on Reiki symbols for specific reasons, you know, over your energy and things like that, because that can be very helpful. But I'm just going to say, or just trying to get you an energetic moment where you're very clear and you completely understand what's going on the inside. But it is your free will and your choice that you need, that you will be protected, you will love, and most importantly, you can protect and love yourself. You're strong enough to do those things. And that there will be people in your life who step up and they bring a beautiful community, collective, and love energy into your life. Okay? Breathing in and out. Exhale. Keep going. Exhale. Keep going here. Breathe in and out. Rest. Universe. Allow them to be open to their true self, their true beauty. Allow them to see how to break whatever it is that binds them. And allow them to see what life is like to be released. Show them the journey and be very honest with what the journey looks like. And give them the choice to say yes. Or yes, but not yet. Breathing through this, take a couple breaths. Okay. Breathe in and out. In and out. What is your choice? That's your business. Curses are multiple things. Generational curses usually happen in groups. So you could think about it like ethnicities or different cultures, but I feel like culture is kind of the practices itself versus the actual grouping of people. So generational curses can happen on that kind of macro level, and it can happen on a more nuclear level, like families having generational curses that happen and continue to go. Because what do you learn? Your family teaches you the energetic dynamic to be at, and then you just keep reproducing that. So you have that on that level, and then you have the self-imposed, the kind of self kind of stuff, and that could be things, if this is a part of your wisdom practice, that as the soul incarnates into new experiences, it is bringing over, karma from previous experiences, and in this life you have to cleanse yourself from that. So what that looks like is a completely new identity, and where you look back and you know it's you, but you know that you're a completely different person, and naturally that happens just when you grow up. But there has to continue to be an evolution even then, to clear those things out. And then there's what I call the dabbling kind of curses. You get really into a tradition, a esoteric tradition, or a religious tradition, and you start to do some meddling. You don't know what you're doing, and you're so pressed to just be in the space that you start doing some stuff you don't have no business doing, because like I said before, everything is energy. So sometimes people are so pressed to feel anything. It's kind of like, you ever see somebody who is just desperate for love? They don't care what, or attention, that's a good one. They don't care what kind of attention, negative attention, positive attention, they just want attention. It happens in the energetic space too, on both the esoteric and religious side, where they're seeking example, or you say something like, so you want to help children nurture and grow, then you are being more precise. Okay, so that is what the universe is sending you. But if you're just pressed to be open, you're gonna be sent all kinds of things. And in this physical experience, we do not, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. You start to look real scatterbrained, and that will take a toll on your actual physical body. And so what happens is that you could invite energy in that needs something that needs to be resolved, which is something that is for a specific type of shaman or energy healing practitioner. And then it comes to your doorstep, and now you're walking around with this kind of, energy that you're trying to break. And it's very difficult to break that. So that's why that kind of stuff, you need a very good mentor, or you need to just exercise common sense. And then you have things where you try to do something to somebody else, somebody has wronged you, or you don't like somebody, or whether you feel right or not, you send it out. Understand, everything that you send out will come back, and that is what it is. And last but not certainly least, you can, through your experiences in this life, get stuck in a cycle. Oh my gosh, I'm so afraid of this, I'm so afraid of that. And then you start to train yourself that this is the safe bubble, and you stay stuck in it. And the reason why it's so hard to release yourself from that is because it's self-imposed. So your mind actually can't even think like there's a good guy and there's a bad guy. It's more of like, I'm ready to release myself from this, and I'm ready to move on. Sometimes people have a combination, sometimes people have an array of these things. I think I just said the same thing. Sometimes people have a combination, sometimes people have kind of like a focused area. But now that you know, this is what you do. Break the cycle. Go to that edge of discomfort safely, and do things that are for your highest good. Be courageous. Take care of yourself. Nurture your dreams. Support yourself. Allow that little bit of fear to guide you in a direction when you know that is the right way to go. And sometimes you cannot share your dreams with everyone, because people will try to keep you where they're at, because they think they're trying to be safe, like they think they're saving you. But you have to go on this journey on your own, and believe me, there will always be people along the way, and people where you're going to support and help you, and you are that to others. So just going in and just smoothing the aura, okay? And I just want you to understand these concepts. It can be very alluring to jump into a video and just go straight in. It's like, we're gonna remove your curses today, boom 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 boom. But you know what it is, for me, it is pointless to do that if it makes you dependent on me. Does that make sense? My whole goal and intention is that you see your light. You see that anything that is out here, you can do within yourself. Now, if you want to work with other people, yes, you do have to get training, and you do have to do some more work. But when it comes to yourself, you know yourself. So you have the power to change and to break certain things. Well, babies, want to let you know that I love you. But who cares that I love you? Make sure you love yourself a little bit more each and every day. Okay, until next time, be sweet to yourself, and